This tutorial introduces you to the concept of designing responsive web applications using Kony Visualizer. Responsive web is a way to design web applications to make them look good on a variety of devices or on different screen sizes. With version V8 Service Pack 2 of Kony App Platform, Kony Visualizer now supports a visual canvas for designing responsive web applications interactively with breakpoints and a column grid. Using this visual canvas, you can tailor almost any layout or content attribute per breakpoint along with a real-time responsive feedback within the visual canvas. Today, we will learn about an overview of how Kony supports responsive web using the visual canvas, defining the breakpoints and designing the layout, APIs for runtime manipulation. Kony Visualizer provides a lot of flexibility to design applications with any layout using its flex layout capabilities. To enable designers and developers create responsive web applications with a simplified and easy visual tooling, Kony Visualizer introduced the support for a visual canvas to create responsive web applications. The first thing you would notice related to responsive web with the V8 Service Pack 2 release of Kony Visualizer is the new channel, Responsive Web. This is apart from the usual channels like mobile, tablet, desktop, and watch. Responsive Web is the default channel for web application development starting this release. In case you want to fall back to the legacy non-responsive development channel, there is an option within settings under the desktop web to switch back. All existing projects migrating from an earlier version are defaulted to the non-responsive channel. To migrate to the responsive web design, developers may use the same option under settings to switch to the responsive web channel. Now, let us look at an example. Here, in this sample, I have used two forms. Here, you may have noticed three small red arrows as part of the ruler at the top of the desktop web canvas. These arrows represent the breakpoints that I have configured for these forms. By selecting the breakpoints or the dimensions between the breakpoints, I can switch between the different breakpoints. The breakpoints can be set as part of the form layout properties. Here, you may add new breakpoints or edit and delete the existing breakpoints. On my visual canvas, first, I move to the tablet breakpoint which has been set at 1024 dp. If you notice, not only the width of the canvas changes, but the background of the form has changed as well. As a default, any widgets placed within the responsive web canvas and using the percentage-based layout properties are responsive to the width of the web browser. Across the breakpoints, I can change the layout of the widgets as well as change some of their data properties like the image source, label text, and similar by simply toggling the switch at the top of the ruler. Next, I will move to the mobile breakpoint which is set at 640 dp. Here, you may notice, apart from the main layout, the header, footer, and the content has changed. Moving between breakpoints is extremely simple using the ruler at the top. Now, let us move to the account's landing screen. The layout of this form is sophisticated and includes the usage of many widgets. The form is designed using a column-based layout. As I navigate through the different breakpoints, notice how the number of columns in my design change. The highest breakpoint or the desktop layout is designed using a 3-column layout. The tablet breakpoint uses a 2-column layout, and finally the mobile breakpoint is just a single-column layout. While these are some of the standard design concepts for a responsive web application, Kony Visualizer simplifies it through its flex layout mechanism and the component architecture. Now, let us run the application using the Visualizer local preview. I have loaded the web application on a browser with a desktop width, and I will also load the same application on a browser with a mobile width, or in other words, using a width which respects the mobile breakpoint. As you may notice, the UI design between the desktop version and the mobile version varies based on the width of the browser where the application is running. Now, I will navigate to the next screen. Here, on my account's landing screen, let me manipulate the width of the browser window to demonstrate the changes in the layout. As I change the width, notice how the layout and the data change based on the breakpoints. Since I have designed my application using a percentage-based layout, all the widgets in the form abide by the width of the form and react based on the changes made to the browser width. When the width of the web browser hits a specific breakpoint set within my application, you may observe more visible changes on the layout and the content within the web application. Apart from the design capabilities, Visualizer also provides extensive APIs to help customize the layout at runtime. These APIs can be used to query the current browser width, configure the breakpoints, and change the layout. This was a short overview of the responsive web design capabilities and the responsive web output that is supported through Kony Visualizer. For more information, please refer to our documentation and tutorials on basecamp.kony.com.